Hey everyone, welcome to Jarviskjir, A Mother's Love. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. My muscle memory's way out of it because I haven't slept for a long time and I'm powered by coffee, as all heroes are. How's everyone going? What's up?
I'm doing... Neil, after you. It was your birthday on
Let's
Sunday.
do it at the same time. Let's count down. 3,
I'm fine, thanks,
2,
everybody. How
1.
are you?
I'm good.
I didn't exercise today.
This couldn't have gone
You
worse
didn't,
if we tried to make that worse.
I'm good. As Ollie said, I'm buzzed.
Did I say that?
You said, and
You
I
said,
quote,
you said words.
Prosecco buzz.
Yeah, I said that before the stream.
That's
so
how you
it doesn't count, though.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
If
I'll
the
record
people don't
every
have
conversation we ever had.
That's just living in the
Cassette
digital
player.
age, my friend.
You're never allowed to do a callback that didn't happen in the current stream.
Well, that was very...
This is only episode 32,
Okay,
Neil.
forget all our other memes.
It's not like you've,
Fuck it. Eric King's no longer a thing.
That's
Elves
a franchise
do
meme.
No more
Excuse me.
Dinokakov.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about jokes we have like that. Because I was thinking about bucket wine earlier today.
Bucket wine, that's a classic.
And I was thinking about how many other things it's just like a bad joke that's just become canon.
I do quite like how... Oh, no, I thought for a moment that was a razor you were pointing with. Now I just realised it's a bottle opener.
It's a bottle opener. Still a
Is it like
deadly
you were
weapon in the
pointing with
right
a razor?
hands.
Oh yeah, imagine getting that like on your teeth and just...
Oh.
Could we not ever?
Yeah, that's a no-no.
That's his thing.
So, last week we had such an intense session that we needed to take a week off to recover from it. That's
It was
the
intense.
official reason. But it was literally a 4-hour boss fight against not even a final boss in this campaign.
She was like artificially supplemented by her death pyramid of doom.
Yes. Quite an intense fight where a whole lot of things happened, but more or less at the end of the fight, while she was trying to get away with an unconscious Indira, you killed her and made the beetle she was on crash into the forest off to the side there. With an unconscious Indira and an unconscious Vale, it's Serena and Gilwyn who have the stage.
Am I unconscious? I thought I had 10 HP.
You got knocked out at the end of the fight,
Okay.
if you remember correctly. You got knocked out literally in the last moment, and then you went under the beetle.
I
Was...
thought
Yeah, I
that was a
don't...
1. I rolled many a 1.
I think that knocked you out anyway. You'll get better.
So, on the top of the beetle. Is that right? Or next to the beetle?
She's
top
on the
of
beetle, and the beetle has just trundled off,
Vale is
like
flattened on the
charged
road.
into the fungal forest. If you remember, the beetle had the samurai that was in the process of kidnapping Indira kind of attached to it with a rope, and both the beetle and the samurai have gone off into the forest, and it's like snapping down mushroom trees as these giant beetles, when they're spooked and terrified like that, and you've been throwing spells at it, it's just charging through the trees, crunching things up. But Vale is on the floor on the road. Indira's going off that way on the back of a beetle.
Serena would just call to Gil, "You look after Vale. I will recover Indira, because I still have a 3rd level spell slot.
Hey!
And I'm just going to fly after that beetle and get Indira off its back."
Yep, you can swoop it off. The samurai is still very much alive, but fully tangled up in the rope and has been dragged through the trees. At this point, the beetle is slowing down, but not so much that he can get any kind of purchase or pull himself away at all.
Can I coup de grace him, or is he...
Oh,
like...
he's quite healthy from how the fight went.
Okay.
If I named my battle maps better, I'd be able to see how much health points he was on. Health P. But there's a lot of battle maps you're using right now named Underdark Blank, which doesn't make things easier for right now. Yeah, this guy is bloodied. Looking even worse considering that his samurai armor is all dented, and you can tell that, slamming your side into one of these fungal wood trees would do serious damage because they're solid things. So he's alive. In all honesty, he might bleed out here, but you're not really the kind of person to rely on that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got a 2nd level spell slot left. I'm going to throw a prismatic blast at him. As he's restrained, do I have
You have advantage, yeah.
Still missed, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
I saw the 20 for a moment.
I saw the 20 for a moment, but...
The blast goes after him and the beetle, and I imagine at this point you would have grabbed Indira and flown up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is after I get Indira.
Yeah. The beetle you just kind of see disappear into the overgrowth, I suppose. It's not the underbrush. And with that, the tattered samurai.
Serena just sort of hovers there for a moment and just says more to herself as Indira is unconscious. Well, I wasn't that bothered about him anyway, and begins to float back towards the scene of the battle.
Is Vale dying right now, or is he just unconscious? Okay.
He looks surprisingly good, other than he's not moving.
I'm on 10 HP, but I took Beetle to head.
Right. I'll slap her around the chops a bit. Phil?
What? It wasn't me. Gilwyn.
Hi, mate.
Did we get her?
Get her? Yeah.
Good. Could have gone worse.
Could have gone better. Yeah, it could have gone better.
Look, there's no point thinking about what you almost did or could have done. You did good. Look at me, I'm not dead. You did good. No one's dead. Indira's not dead, right?
Serena's gone to get her. I don't think she was dead.
She'll be fine. She's tough.
Yeah.
Look, we are doing good work here. This is 2 down. 3, if you count. I mean, I guess 3. 3 out of, 6 is not bad.
It's just... Is it going to get even more messy than this? I don't know. I shouldn't doubt. This is important.
No.
I shouldn't doubt.
Important, but there is no reason why we can't stay down south for a little while away from the city to recuperate and rest. To tell you the truth, Gil, I didn't want to say to the others, but I am feeling stressed.
You're feeling stressed?
This is the first time I have ever felt my 100 years. I am worried that I will fail. I'm worried that my friends will die. I'm worried that my friends will die and I will still fail, and their deaths will be for nothing. It is a lot of weight that has been placed upon our shoulders.
Too much weight. But we're here. I'm the one giving a pep talk now, I guess. We're here, and like you said, we've done 3 out of 6. Technically. I don't know. This close, Bill. Really. I could have all we've lost, and I could have been the one to.
We will have to see how things go, but I think perhaps for the daimyo, it would be best for you to simply lure her or in some way act as a bait or draw others away so that you can remain safe while I simply fight her alone. I don't wish to put you all through so much peril for something my god wants.
We've had this conversation.
It's not right. Just because you are my friend doesn't mean you have to die for me.
You're right, but I'm not your friend. I'm your brother, remember?
They'll wipes away a tear. Right. Just
And the chick on the back of that giant beetle, she's pretty much obsessed with me, so she's not going to say no. And the chick floating off, a mermaid floating off after the chick that's obsessed with me is obsessed with hair, so we're not going anywhere.
actually, I think Serena might be kind of like in love with me. She said to me that she respects me the other day. I have never ever seen her act that way with anyone else. I mean, Indira, yes, but like, you know, she said she respects what I'm doing and the decisions and my resolve. Yeah, so I think she likes me.
You said love.
Right, yeah. But for a mermaid, what's the difference? They live like 50 years.
So you're saying they condense everything?
They probably can't feel true love.
What?
I mean, you have to be with someone for like 50 years to actually love them, right?
I mean, that's half a human's life.
Right, but most humans like marry at like, like a child's age, right? Like 20.
I'm not a child.
No, but like it's a child's age.
Relatively, you're correct.
Right.
Did you see a ghost? What was that?
It's just some nothing to worry about.
There actually is something.
That was Serena in the distance beginning to.
It's
come
also
back.
not even Serena, because from kind of the layout, you're sitting on the road. The palanquin hasn't fallen. The palanquin is still floating there. Behind the palanquin, if you remember, is a troop of server beetles stocked with cargo. So I think just looking and seeing a bunch of awkward beetles no longer having something to follow, starting to either meander off the road, and they're just starting to lick the trees nearby, because that's what the beetles do. But with big, hunking, overloaded cargo loads. One such cargo load is rattling quite intently. You never really heard it during the fight, but in these kind of moments of silence, you definitely do.
I'll give Vale a big hug and like pat his shoulder a couple of times and look to see if Serena is coming back at all.
There's Serena.
With Indira.
Serena has Indira, yeah. Indira needs... Roll me a d4, Doxy, please.
Sure thing, bud.
This is to see how many limbs you lost.
Face was literally torn off.
Indira needs
Hey,
around
guys.
2 hours of sleep to wake up.
Shit.
Yeah, she was for reals unconscious. Not just like baby unconscious.
As a query non-RP question, just while I'm thinking about it, I chucked my auto-inject poison dagger at Crazy Mc.
You look around, it would be on the floor.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just wondering
A
whether it
lot
dropped.
of her things are just on the floor where she evaporated.
Feels bad, man. You got
Transposed,
sat through
I
with
think's
nothing.
correct. Yeah, well, she had her clothes, but a lot of rings and trinkets and things and bags fell.
We better check through everything.
Oh
and then
yeah.
Check some beetles, I guess.
So yeah, specifically, I'm interested in those rings that were dropped.
Ash, Nash, Grim Battle. Sorry, wrong.
Are you going to put Indira in a safe place before you loot?
Yes, I'm going to prop Indira against a nearby mushroom tree.
Okay, good enough.
One that's away from the beetles.
Okay, that a little better.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Now,
I was gonna say,
I'll
on
give-
the floating platform tip?
Or the little
floating
hideout
platform.
you guys made.
The floating
or-
platform that killed Vale, or tried to kill Vale.
Forget about it. So if you guys want to start looting through the beetles, the rings don't appear to be anything magical, but there is a selection of fine quality.
Oh, I'm still taking them and wearing
Including
them.
definitely one that would you imagine is like a high-ranking signet ring for the High Church.
Oh, I definitely want that.
The supplies on the beetles, for simplicity's sake, can just be amassed into one whole group of military supplies. This wasn't the whole army that she brought down there. This was just her entourage for coming back. If you had the wills and whys to bring this, say, to the slave army, it'd be very valuable. The rattling comes from one of these beetles that has a cage on the back of it. Inside that cage, it's almost like a giant bird's cage. Quite literally with, you know, like a little swing and a feeder and everything. Is a creature none of you have seen before. The creature inside is short and stout like a dwarf, with a kind of jet black skin. But they're a lot thinner than dwarves typically are. Dwarves are usually as wide as they are tall. This kind of has the proportions a bit more of a stout halfling, where the skin is very dark, the hair is a bright wild white, and is just in all sorts of places. There's some part of it's braid, some parts it's bunched up, sideburns very long and frizzly, and her eyes are the most interesting part. The clothing she's wearing is kind of the sort of similar slave garb that Indira actually wears under her armor, but the eyes are this brilliant blue that almost have specks, like stars within them. And she's just rattling on the cage when you approach her.
What's that? Does anyone know what that is?
I wanted to mention that I would have sat with Indira because I wanted to kind of avoid
So it's
Serena.
Vale and Serena looting, which makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Serena just sort of glances at it and says, "A drow slave? I do not know the races of this realm, this underground realm."
Don't you, like, read books or something?
I was not trained for war against this realm, Vale. Do you not know what it is?
Yep, I do. It's I'm happy for this to be entirely wrong religious propaganda.
It could look like a lot of things to Vale. It could look like a deep dwarf, where you have seen ones before. It could look like some sort of dark halfling, because the proportions are kind of similar. It could be a deep gnome. It could be any number of evil beasties.
This is clearly some form of prized slave. I would suggest it is a some sort of half-breed between a halfling and a drow.
What languages do you two speak?
Common and primordial.
Elven,
This
common, and
explains why you-
thieves can.
Been completely useless this whole time. So, she's standing, holding onto the bars, looking between you. It's kind of hard to tell because there's no pupils or iris in the eyes, who she's looking at. And she's chattering away in a language that you don't understand.
Seems
clearly distressed.
Seems sentient and capable of language, at least. She's a slave. We can assume she is no fan of the drow.
She grips the bars tighter, and there are almost these spiked rivets that hold together the bars. And with a shrill yelp, she just headbutts one of them and actually makes her bleed quite a bit.
Serena shakes her head and is going to go up. And is it like is there a mechanism to unlock?
There's a mechanism to unlock. There's a padlock on it that's going to need a little bit of jimmying.
Okay. Do I have anything that could possibly do that?
You could hand solo it and just shoot it.
Yeah, I was looking if I had anything better, but I would probably just. Vale, do you have anything that can generate heat?
I hate to break it to you, Serena, but I could probably just pick the lock.
It's noted when you kind of like float up there to look at the lock carefully. Because you'd have to kind of hold yourself onto the side of the beetle to do it. It's clearly someone's meant to be like on a stand doing this. Like a little airport stairway. She has skidded off to the other side of the cage and is like almost hyperventilating with these very deep breaths, staring at you.
Serena doesn't really react and just says back to her, yes, of course. Yes, my... that was an intense battle. My concentration is rather drained. If you wouldn't mind, I'm sure Indira would appreciate it being this one being released.
Right, yeah, but we don't want to make her chest explode, you know. This is how you do it with a caged wild animal. You have to make them feel a bit more safe before you let them out, because right now she's safe in there. So this is what you do. You see Serena? You reach in, pull out like a dried piece of jerky, poke it in through the bars.
You give me a persuasion roll.
And you see, she just come straight for it. You know, it works every time.
I wanted that to be a nat 1.
Yeah,
I was baiting out.
Yeah. Quite slowly, the little lady kind of moves up and will just snap it with her teeth away from you.
Oh, she didn't use her hands.
Yes, maybe a little less sentient than I thought.
That
Feral,
seems...
but
kind of again, just kind of like has it in her mouth, like hey, chikata.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot there's a lot of force going into the jerky eating.
You know, I will blame you if she bites me, Serena.
well, she appears to be terrified of me. So just put me closer when you open the door.
Let's hope she doesn't like fish.
Effortless. Slide in easy. Yeah, done. It opens up, and you can coax the little creature out. Where when you're standing toe to toe with it, you can tell this thing is maybe 3 feet tall. Very short little lass. Will kind of drop down to the floor with a bit of a heavy thud for how small the creature is. Kind of kicks up a bunch of the dust. There's a lot of dust on the ground after a fight like that. And kind of gives Vale a big smile. There's very distant, starry eyes. It's like, Bolutat! Squeezes you around the knees with a strong embrace.
I think it likes you, Vale.
It Serena. It's clearly a she. And also, it is very strong. Like
And starts gnawing on the side of your leg. Not enough to like pierce through the leathers, but you can enough to tell. And that's what it's doing.
Is it is this a like a nice thing?
It goes into like the pouches on your belt.
Oh no.
Just takes something. Throws it. Just behind her.
Serena's just watching this with amusement at this point. Maybe it's a sign of affection, Vale.
Yes, that would explain why so many people want to steal from you. Ha ha ha. Okay, he like moves her away.
She just like completely firm stances so that she just slides like a foot away.
Pats on the head.
The hair like and then puffs back up.
Okay, very, very good. Now let us go back to Gilwin, who will be able to tell what you say. Hmm? He points in the direction of them.
Ah!
Do I hear that?
Yeah,
Just
probably
in the
when you
distance.
notice that this whole thing is going on.
Okay.
I think at that I would get up and like. I guess I just leave Indira's body there.
Well, I imagine at this point Vale would start moving towards. He said he was coming towards you, so
Okay,
comes
okay.
over. This little lady starts slow and gains in pace faster than Vale does until is running at Gilwin.
I'd like put my hand on my rapier and be like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, stop!
Yeah, and just stop like a foot in front of Gilwin.
Hi.
And we'll go.
No, not meat. Friend. Not much meat on him anyway.
Gil, we think you might be able to understand it, although it seems half feral, to be honest.
It's kind of like Serena, but in a different way.
You're lucky that you're not getting a shadow bolt to the back of your head for that, Vale.
The little lady will kind of like walk around Gilwin to, I imagine, where Soulmender's like on your back and just go doodle-it-in on the strings. Like,
Pack it in.
pack it up.
What? Was she on?
Oh no, she was in a cage, and Serena said we should let her out.
Okay.
She, at this point, just goes over to one of the fungal trees nearby, which has kind of these low-hanging branches with big globules on it, and just kind of, like, hops up and grabs one with, like, all her body strength until the branch, like, bends down enough for her feet to wiggle and hit the ground, and then snaps it off. And just starts chewing.
You think I can talk to her or something?
Yeah, you have a spell, no?
Well, I like wiggle my belt in a fashion.
I thought you could understand what things say.
Yeah, but I can.
And
I can
throws a
understand that I
hunk
can
of
talk.
mushroom
Yeah,
at
but
Vale.
understanding is 50% of the way.
Right in the face.
That we just
juicy.
had a. We just had one of the biggest fights of our lives. I am spent. I can't.
So do we chase her off or wait until we can understand her?
Why don't we let her look after Indira? No, I'm kidding. She looks like she might eat people. Oh,
Can you understand me?
I think that's a yes.
No.
No, that's a yes. She just doesn't like your accent.
Can you understand me?
Was that?
She just blinks one eye, then the other.
Like Woody from Toy
Yeah,
Story.
like Woody from Toy Story.
So,
What languages do you speak, Gilwin?
Human, gnome, on the coming.
It's not gnome, which what maybe you might have kind of thought. They might have thought. You can tell for sure that this is not speaking gnome.
Do we need her? I mean, I'm not saying do we need her, therefore if we don't, let's kill her. I'm just saying...
Hang on a minute, can I ask a question? Out of game, Ian thinks this is a Darkling and thus was probably speaking Sylvan, right? Logical connection. This is
You
Ian
could
making
think
this
that.
connection. Indira, as a Fae, probably speaks Sylvan. Is it a
I think
stretch?
you would know that she's.
Yeah,
speaks
is it a
Sylvan.
stretch to say Serena might be able to recognize this as Sylvan if she's heard Indira speaking it before?
You can give me a intelligence check.
Come on, Ian.
You would have this train of thought because this creature does look unusual, and often that aligns with the Fae, especially when it's in the eyes. But it doesn't sound like anything you've heard Indira speak before. It's a weird one.
If I had to guess, this creature is Fae in nature. I suppose Indira might be our best bet to communicate with it, although I can't say it's
point-
like it's using any of the words that I've heard her use before.
When Serena turned away to like talk to you, she started mimicking Serena's posture in a very mocking way. And
Don't stop her.
yeah, absolutely.
Just smile and nod to Serena. Right, so we just probably want to move, actually.
Yes, that's probably wise. We should get out of here if in case there are any scouts returning.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We have some manner of contacting the slave army, correct?
You know where they are.
I thought we
That's
had
your
some
trick.
We don't have anything, no.
Oh. I thought we had one of those little
Well,
coiled-
Gilwyn has sending, but never uses it. He uses
What
it
about
to
those-
people who are like 10 feet away.
I don't
Oh,
know if I do have. I do
You
have sending.
had sending.
I do have sending. You're right.
It
We
was
got-
always of note because Barut had sending and used it every day to talk to some important plot NPC, and you have sending and you've used it like twice to people who were within like
That's because
a walk.
Fun.
I know, yeah, it is very Gilwyn to not know the spells he has. That's kind of a way you could contact them if you wish to.
Well, we need to get Indira somewhere safe.
Yes, we need to move away. But first, I have a little message I'd like to leave behind. You can start gathering things up if you want. Serena is going to go because I presume are these mushroom trees like are the sort of trunks soft or are they hard?
Depends which one, and depends on whether you buy a dinner first. Yes, it does depend. Some fungal wood is strong, has a strong outer bark. In general, fungal wood is less strong than regular wood, though. So most of them are soft, some of them are hard.
Okay, well, I'm looking for something to literally carve a message into.
You're looking
whether
for
it
something
is-
hard.
Yes, I'm looking for something hard. Serena hasn't had any in a while.
Yes, that's not true. Yes.
And I want to carve in a message into it. The Golden Devil is not your only foe. Your High Priestess lies in the realm of shadows, sent there by the Chosen Daughter. Just because Serena
Because
doesn't
she's
like
extra.
being. Yeah, and she doesn't like the fact that Vale's getting all the attention.
You definitely hear Vale like snigger.
Yeah.
Additionally, you have a level 1 fighter on your ass.
Fear the fighter.
The best thing is that the message isn't in common, so someone's
Yeah.
going to be like, what does this say? Get the...
Yeah. They're going to have to get a
translate this.
translation.
Yeah. You just make it in the bureaucracy, slow it all down. Alright, so with that done, what's the plan, team?
Can we get back to a town or anything? Because we do have.
You also
our-
have your little safe space that you
yeah.
made.
The little safe space was like right near here, wasn't
It's
it? It was
yeah,
quite
it's within an hour's walk, if that. Right? It's very close. Probably even 20 minutes because you know where it is.
close. Yeah, but it was
I-
relatively hidden.
Yeah,
Um,
it was completely hidden. You
It was
did
inside a
very
big
well.
mushy
It was
mushroom
inside
tree.
a
Yeah.
big mushy. Inside a mushroom forest.
It was a good place to hide, but I'm thinking if somebody very important died anywhere near here, they would probably scour the whole place.
Right, they would, but they'd send like a scout first, and then they'd have to send a whole regiment to check the area. So we probably have a little bit of time.
We can probably rest, have a much needed sleep at the very least, yes, before we move off.
Okay.
Besides, I wouldn't want to move Indira too far. She doesn't exactly look well.
Mushroom tree it is then. What do you do about this one?
Phil, she's your pet.
I don't think people are pets, Gilwyn.
I've been a pet this entire time I've been down here.
She's sort of like rooting around her mouth with her tongue, and then gets a big seed, because apparently this mushroom tree had seeds, which surprises you, and just spits it at Gilwyn. It's a good shot, hits him in the side of the forehead.
She definitely understands what you're saying. Look, let's just put it this way. We're going to take our friend back to our little camp. You're welcome to come and stay outside. Maybe she'll know what to say to get you to talk. I didn't phrase that quite right. Look, let's just check this palanquin first, yeah?
Okay.
How? It is 20 feet up the ground, and you've used all your magics.
Would fly have worn off by now.
Yeah.
I got hempen rope, climber's kit.
Do the whoop.
Yeah, I guess so.
Give me yeah. But he
Hello.
knew what I meant. Yeah.
Yup.
Give me an acrobatics check for that. You can whoop, all the way up. If Gilwyn wants to join, that's going to be an athletics from him. Hopefully his level 1 fighter really helps him with that endeavor.
Yeah, I like glance a little bit at Serena as I walk by as well.
Serena is making no motion to climb up this rope that would be quite difficult to climb up it for her anyway.
The little lady is offering Serena big hunks of mushroom.
Did you say acrobatics?
Athletics for you.
Athletics. Oh,
Yeah, climbing a
would
rope
be
is
with
usually athletics.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, wait.
That's fine.
Serena,
I have disadvantage on anything athletic. Sorry, Ian.
No,
that's
don't worry about that.
Okay.
Those were old rules back in the day.
Okay.
Serena would sort
you
of like
both
sort of side dive a little figure bit, but would take a bit of mushroom and try it.
Oh, that's disgusting.
She's very like big happy smile when you eat.
Is it disgusting
it's-
or is it?
It's probably actually you are a mermaid, so you wouldn't find
Yes.
it weird at all. They would probably say that this dish should be cooked. But to you, this is just edible plant matter.
Okay. It's quite pleasant actually, Vale. It's not unlike seaweed.
You don't hear what Vale mutters under his breath.
You get up there into the
may or may not
palanquin.
be sea cows.
The inside, as I briefly described, of the bluish metal palanquin, the sides are covered by silk. Shroud what happens inside. Inside the actual middle is some lounging furniture, long, comfortable couches, lots of pillows, throws, things like that. There are a few books. And a bottle of wine. That would be really the only noticeable things that would be stealable. One of the books is probably a holy book. You just know them when you see them. Another one looks much more like sort of an arcane tome of knowledge or something like that. It would probably give Vale a bit of the heebies because it is like a dark leather journal bound quite tightly with red lettering.
Serena would probably like it. He'll
Yeah.
put it in his bag. And he'll grab the bottle of wine, obviously.
Yeah. There's also like proper wine glasses as well. And by proper I mean the wine glasses that a leading elven woman would have, so they have like this fragmented crystal design on them.
Cut crystal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, let's take those two, because we can enjoy those for a couple nights, then smash them.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's any form of control for this?
You can give me an Arcana check. And so can Gilwin, because he's
This will
about.
definitely be real good.
Are you looking to see if we can control this thing?
pretty
Probably make it go boom boom.
If it does have any sort of controls, it's not a ship wheel. It's not pulleys, levers, buttons. It's
You
still
said control.
floating here, even
No.
though she's dead, so it's not directly linked to her either.
It's true.
Who knows? Alright, with that, bedtime.
Yeah.
You go back to your little hollowed out mushroom camp. Little lady follows you. Seemingly singing something. It's like quite deep and throaty until it gets very high pitched at certain points. She seems to be loving it.
Damn, she has a good range.
Has she taken any interest in me?
She definitely has sniffed you. Like a
And
little,
then, like, raised an arm ready to... No.
but hasn't been super interested. When you kind of make it clear that you're out here, she does do like a sad puppy face for a few moments before throwing some mud in your face.
Vale, like, looks legitimately quite sad when she pulls sad puppy face, then throws them under, and he's like... So it's like, he looks like he might relent. He might relent, and then she throws him out, and he's like, okay, no.
And you can take your rest. She passes out quite quickly into the night. Just kind of like slumped very ungracefully against the side of the mushroom. She snores.
Vale does go out and put a blanket on her.
Do I fully heal after a long rest, even
Yeah.
though I was unconscious? Okay.
Yeah.
Pow, pow.
So after that long rest,
Pow.
roleplay wise, you feel like shit. Gameplay wise, you're full health.
I can play the game, guys.
It's
Yeah.
time to play.
You wake up in your cozy little mushroom camp, and it's quite nice in there. It also is thick enough walls you can't really hear the ambient sound of the Underdark around you, which is one of those things you only really notice when it's missing, because monster noises in the far background, but there's just a kind of drone of the caves.
Yeah, it must whistle, right? Like, but
and
like
the
really
whistle of
weirdly.
wind. There's just a noise that's hard to explain that you can't really hear when you're in here.
How are you feeling, Indira?
Like shit. Did we kill her?
I believe actually that my final shot sent her to the Shadowfell, and so yes, she is very dead.
Good. What now?
We thought maybe we could have a little rest.
Probably not here though. We need to get at least a bit further away, so we'll not be caught in any immediate scouts.
This is true.
Carrying anything of importance?
Serena
Might-
shows off the rings and gives the signet ring.
Vale will pull out the bottle of wine.
Indira will grab at it.
No. You are too unwell. Lost too much blood.
Just a sip.
No, you are fine for now. Maybe later on, when it's closer to sleep time. He puts it away.
She'll get up and start like stretching, counting her fingers and toes.
I
Alright, brushing through her hair.
like the idea that that's a common practice in Tira's morning routine.
Just
So-
like, okay, still there. Alright.
I just thought Riley's off in the forest.
No, Riley had something really funny to say at some point, but I let you keep role playing and I forgot to butt in, and I'm annoyed about it.
So she came back overnight, yeah?
Yeah, Riley is with you.
Okay, cool, good.
They literally, there would be like a point into the long rest, Riley coming in, battered and bruised, being like, "It's okay, don't worry about me. Fought a giant demon gorilla for you guys, but that's fine. All in a day's work."
Who are you
Riley.
again?
I've already
Pulls
seen
up-
you take on one giant member. I don't need to see you take on another one.
And she's just immediately asleep. So Riley's with you.
Cool. I just thought, I was like, oh, shit.
No, I meant to bring Riley in earlier and I forgot.
So I thought there are all those beetles out there. They may have wandered slightly, but most likely they will be together as a herd.
Gotta loot him.
They looked to be carrying mostly sort of military grade supplies, little bits of weapons, armor, not full sets, nothing top gear. And
There might be first aid. Vale, I'm down to 1 potion.
I mean, we can check, but
There might
it
be
didn't,
money.
it
that we
didn't
can
look. I don't think there will be money.
ration.
Rations, we are fine without. They simply labor us unnecessarily. Look, what I was thinking was we could, if we are able to contact, what's her face, the slave lady,
The Ronin.
I'm happy to donate what we don't use to the Ronin, but we should look because we fought that.
right, you are welcome to look. I do not think there will be much of worth, not to us.
I'm gonna go check it out, and then Indira will walk out and promptly trip over the sleeping Fae.
Or you gonna get burned.
She is not sleeping, but she is on the floor, so you do trip over her.
Okay.
She's on the floor facing away from the mushroom and has made out of the mud and stones little mud snowmen of you three,
I
the
love
three that
her.
she's met. The Gilwyn has a big frowny face.
Is the Indira just laying down?
There's no Indira, because you've just been an object so far
Okay.
in the
Alright.
mental purview.
I would trip over her and like push myself up, look in her face, and say, "Hello."
She, like, reaches in until she finds, like, Vale's leg and just grabs it.
I won't hurt you, and I reach a hand out to her to sniff or grab or whatever she's gonna do.
She just licks your, like, up there, all the way up. a long
Indira would
lick.
giggle at that. She would be amused. I'm Indira. Who are you? And like I point to myself, Indira. Who are you? All right. At this point, I stand up. I grab Vale and pull him out. Like just pull him out.
What is it?
Vale, Indira.
She just, like, pats her belly, and there's a gurgling noise.
Oh, she's
She-
hungry.
Vale's gonna pat her head and then get out a ration pack. See, look, she's quite harmless.
She'll just, like, you're getting it out of your pocket, she's just trying to
But-
get it from you.
I don't know what she is.
She was in a cage on the back of one of the beetles.
Baffanatum bastard!
She certainly seems intelligent, but quite feral.
Is she with us now?
No,
Bop, 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 bop.
I would
She's
like.
with us now.
I I'd like to point out she is with us quite physically, but I very much doubt that she would follow us into any dangerous situations or be useful in them, other than as fodder to die, which really I'm not sure I'm particularly comfortable with. She's quite, quite cute in like a little sort of
Riley
fluffy.
comes out of the door and is like, so it's just like having another Gilwin.
Oh, shit, son.
While like patting Gil.
You're glare at her for saying that though.
Thanks, Riley.
It's just a little bit of bardic banter, some real cutting words there.
All right, I would bend down to be eye level with her as she's eating, and I would try again, and I'd be
Say
like,
goodbye to that eye, mate.
Indira, Gil, Vale, Serena, Riley.
Julie.
Julie.
No, that's not right. Why is she called Julie? That's...
Julie.
Julie. Oh, okay. Okay, that's better. I thought she had a people name. Oh.
Indira, just a thought that she appears somehow related to the Fae. I've heard you speak a couple of languages. Perhaps one of them might work?
What languages do you speak, Indira?
I don't have them written down, but I do know. I'm sorry. I do know that I know Common, I know Elvish, and then I know a Fae language.
You
know
the Fae language, Sylvan. So no, you don't recognize what she's speaking.
Okay. But those are the only ones that I know.
Yeah.
I'm learning Undercommon.
I'll get up out of my bedroll and grab the soot out of my component pouch and rub it on my ears and be like, oh, all right. Someone talked to what was it? Chew it. Chew it. Someone talked to Chew it.
Julie.
It's Julie.
Tall one. He's very nasty, mean, stinky, ugly.
She said the tall one is the most handsome, brilliant, intelligent one of the group.
She
Is
kinda,
your spell working?
Scuttles behind Vale's legs.
Does she
Ollie,
understand? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do I feel any kind of connection to her? Can I sense anything?
I suppose that would be an insight check.
Okay, I will do that.
Ugh.
Oh shit! Sorry.
You're
Who do you
breaking my
think you are?
balls here.
What a fucker.
I mean, other than the connection you feel to every living being,
No,
and that
not
she's a
particularly.
cutie,
Okay.
but nothing, no strange otherworldly connection that you have, felt with people before,
Okay.
Completely other.
I'm going to give her some paper and ink and a quill. Let's see what Machula Ablingata does.
She sniffs the ink, and then will just kind of tip her head back and pour it into her nose, and then it just oozes out of her mouth.
Into her nose?
Yeah.
See, that's what we're working with, people.
I'm gonna
And then
give
she
her.
kind of just fountains out until the bottle's empty.
I'm gonna give her that extra set of elven armor that I got and see what.
She's
she does with it.
3 feet tall. She won't fit in your armor. You're small. You're not that small.
Okay.
You're not mechanically small.
Can you understand us?
I'm hungry.
I can't quite. Vale, can you ask her something, please? I don't think she likes me.
Right, yeah.
I'll give her another ration. Pop off. Crack off a piece of bread or something.
Yeah!
Vale, quickly, while she's smiling.
What? Ask her what you didn't say.
Ask her
This
whatever
is
you.
way more food than at home.
You're the one who's being nice to her.
What are you, Julie?
Ba ba. And
Just
yeah, this
ask
is just
somebody what they
gibberish
are,
to
Vale.
Gilwyn.
What?
She said, "Ba ba."
I got that actually. Sounds
That's-
the same.
Yeah, that's. I guess.
There's not even any bones in it. Where do you get the bones?
She's angry about a lack of bones in the rations.
Kneeling down to make eye contact with her again. Julie, what do you do? What are you good at?
You can be persuasion roll.
Eating.
I, woman of many talents.
She's a woman of many talents.
I hunt,
Woman. She hunts.
forage,
She forages.
eat,
She
sleep,
She sleeps. She's
sing,
really good at
dance, sing, 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 and then she starts singing.
I'll smile at her and start like,
Which, Gilwyn, with the comprehend languages, you realize that this is like a dwarven mining tune that she starts chanting out, as she sings, and
God.
yeah, she's pretty good at it.
I was going to say Serena might join in, but if it's a dwarven tune, it's probably not very elegant, is it?
It's a dwarven tune sung by a mad little weirdo.
She's
So take with that what you will, and
Yeah,
we're gonna
don't-
take a little break as Julie sings us out.
Whir. That's the break train. All aboard.
Indira would get into it though. She would be.
Hi ho. Hi
I
ho.
love this one.